We got the season finale of Courtside Comparisons presented by NerdWallet with Quentin Grimes, the man they call Q, whose Q score is through the roof these days. What is life like as Quentin Grimes right now?
It's pretty good. You know what I mean? I'm going out there, just being aggressive at all times. Teammates finding me when I'm on the court, just staying in attack mode, putting up some big numbers, just trying to do whatever I can to help the team win. So just staying, playing my game, really.
First game was February 7th, but particularly this month of March, how do you describe what you've been able to do? There are, as we speak, still a couple games left in it, but as it stands, 27.5 points per game. How do you best describe what you've been able to put up?
Really just probably just say I've been locked in. Like, just locked into every game playing, preparation-wise. I feel like I'm not pressing too much. I'm letting the game kind of come to me, but while still trying to be ultra aggressive out there on the court. So, I mean, just going out there and just seeing what the defense presents to me out there and just making the right reads, really.
Can we get an update on the Sox?
Oh, yeah.
Because
they haven't changed. They haven't changed at all.
So the story goes that Quentin told us on a recent episode, and you can go back in the archives to check it out, but if things are going well, he keeps the same pair of socks. He does wash them.
Yeah.
But since that game in Detroit on February 7th, now through late March, same Sixers pair of socks?
I think I switched them on the road one time because I had like a bad game on the road. But home-wise, they've been the same. They got almost a little bit of a tear in them, but I'm still rocking them for sure. So I'm superstitious about it, and I'm gonna keep it rolling.
Was it before the 44 against Golden State that you brought a new pair?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, that was a home game or the road game before that, and I changed it on the road game after that. But the home has always been the same, I think, for the most part. Yeah.
One follow-up on that, since there's laundry involved, how do you know that it's the same pair?
You can tell them they get kind of like color your insoles a little bit. I have like black insoles, so I know like the socks will turn black a little bit from that. So I'm like, okay, if they change them, I'll know right away because I got a little bit of like the black insoles creeping up on the white sock.
If you can't tell already, he's very superstitious. We talked about that on his last appearance as well, and I hear it goes even deeper. So the pregame bus rides to the arena.
Somebody told you about that?
We have sources here on Courtside Comparisons. What is your go-to seat on the bus?
Go-to seat is the last, because the seats we have, or the buses we have, they have TVs. There's about like 3 TVs on each side, and then wherever the last TV is, I sit right in front of that chair, or right in front of that seat. And that's been me since I like entered the league, really, honestly.
So you don't change that one up, basically?
Yeah, I don't change that one. Yeah, I don't change that one up at all. More of a comfort thing.
How often do you have to tell people or remind people that's your seat?
Usually I'm on the second bus. And usually once you get like halfway on the row on the bus, and nobody's usually in the back with the player. So I'm good with my seat for a while, I think.
It doesn't stop there. Pre-game introductions, national anthem time. What is your routine with that?
And national anthem, I usually always have a prayer. Pray during the national anthem. After the national anthem, I kind of have like a little stretch routine I do. Then I kind of get locked in for the game after that.
March 1st, you were very locked in. Golden State at home. The theme for the rest of this episode is going to be career high scoring totals because you have surpassed this Golden State game in the Houston game. But March 1st, 18 of 24 from the field, 6 for 9 from three-point range. We're going to get into the film with some hesitation moves to start from that game. What are the keys to this move? Because on the national broadcast, Tim Legler said that should be on an instructional video for the young one. So there's a few early in the game. What are the keys?
I feel like the key to selling a good head is you got to be able to kind of shoot. You know what I mean? If you can shoot already, then they have to honor that, and you can settle a little bit more. But kind of just freezing the defender. Yeah, this is probably the best one. Really like slowing your body down, freezing like you're going to take a shot, and then once they press up, you got to kind of have a little quick reaction and quick twist to blow by the defender like that. And then pretty good finish with the left hand, I would say.
That was the play that Tim Legler said this should be an instructional video.
Yeah, like I really froze his soul to act like I was going to pull up, and then just once I saw him crowd me, just try to blow past him, really.
There were some jump shots that we had to cut for the sake of time because of the Houston Rockets clips coming in, but 3.3 seconds left in the first half. This is a jumper. It is a three against Golden State. What was going through your mind?
I said it was 3 seconds, so I'm like, that's plenty of time for me to get down the court. And then I gave my buddy Kevin Knox a little bit of a bump, create some space, and then I shot a three. I was like, oh, yeah, I got plenty of time. Just raise up, follow through, and then it was nothing but net, really.
How long have you guys been buddies?
Kevin Knox, he played with me my first year.
Oh, the Knicks, right.
The Knicks, yeah.
Good to see him back in the league.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
So you and Steph throughout this game kind of going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Second half now, just in general and that night, what was it like battling with Stephen Curry?
Yeah, it's great. He's the best shooter of all time. Just to have him be on the same court and just kind of go bucket for bucket with him was fun. He's the ideal kind of pinnacle blueprint of the NBA player you want to aspire to be, what he's done in this league for himself and his team. So, it's definitely fun to go out playing against one of the players I looked up to for sure.
Defensive plays throughout your Sixers tenure as well on the Steph cut.
Yeah.
It seems like every game you're in the 20s scoring and 2 or 3 steals.
Try to be there. Try to be active, on the defensive end, try to still stay at a high level in that department for sure.
When the Warriors game was 92-86, this bucket is what tied your then career high. College career high for Quentin was 33.
Yeah.
What about high school or AAU?
High school, I think I had 52 twice in high school. AAU was like 40 something. It might have been 44 actually. But yeah, AAU was like 40 something, and I know high school I had 52 twice.
1 point game, and then later in the next play, a tie game. What does it feel like to hit this type of shot and then the move that follows, especially at home?
Yeah, that was a big shot late. I think I just came back in the game and just coming up, you're up 4 now. Try to blow the lead up as much as you can and then just trying to win the game. You don't want to have 40 and lose a game like we did versus Houston, but it was good to go out there, be in a really good rhythm, and then get the win at the end of the day too.
The Houston game was 46, so a new career high, March 17th in Houston. We'll talk about the significance of that for you being from the area in a second, but to start, how unique was getting your own rebound on a 3 straight away and putting it back?
Yeah, nobody knows a shot like the shooter does, and I knew right when it went off my hand, I was like, oh, that's off a little bit, so I just try to follow my own miss, and it worked out.
To do this near where you grew up, about 30, 40 minutes away, and then having gone to the University of Houston for most of your college career, what does it mean to you that you had this big of a game?
No, it was great. I had a lot of friends and family. Had a lot of people talking noise to me during the game, a lot of fans because they, know me from the area. So it was fun just to go out there and just play in front of the home crowd. A lot of friends, family called me after the game, stuff like that. So it was definitely fun to play back home and have that type of game back home.
How many tickets did you end up needing for this one?
I didn't need too many because that was like my 3rd time playing there this season, but with Dallas, so I didn't need too many, but I had a good amount though there for sure.
This game got wild. You guys had a high-scoring first half. They came all the way back in it. It ends up going to overtime, but late 4th and then even into the overtime, like sometimes they were running a extra defender at you on the perimeter. How were you able to deal with what their defense tried?
They're a really hard-nosed, scrappy team defensively, so I just try to create just any little bit of space I can. I don't feel like I don't need too much space, so I can just rise up and pull up, and luckily when they were running somebody at me, I feel like I could just raise up over anybody and kind of just shoot over with my high release.
Have you heard how Nick Nurse describes your shot?
Nah, I haven't. What do you say?
He says that you vault into your shot, kind of.
Try to get a lot of lift, a lot of legs, for sure.
Has it always been like that?
Yeah, my dad kind of switched up my shot like around like 7th, 8th grade, something like that. He was like, you got to get it up and follow through and everything. So he changed it early on, and it's been pretty beneficial for me.
Is it?
I could say.
Is it modeled after any other players, kind of pieces from anybody else?
Nah, not really. Just my dad can shoot pretty well himself, so he kind of just taught me all wrist action, keep the ball up high, follow through, and follow straight, and that's what I try to do. We'll look kind of like that on that shot to kind of raise up, elevate.
The first of your 2 overtime threes in that game. What were you saying after that one?
My guy, Jeff Green, was talking on the side to me. He said I wasn't going to score it all in overtime. So every time I did, I looked over at him. He's always in the gym at U of H. In the summertime, I was running into him.
Before you got to U of H, what's the James Harden story as like he kind of told Kelvin Sampson?
Yeah, we were just my first year coming out testing the waters pre-draft. I was out in Arizona working out like the whole summer, and we had some runs at ASU. And it was like me, him, and a bunch of other NBA guys, but me and him were on the same team. And I had a pretty good day out there against NBA guys. And then he was asking me like where I was looking at transferring to. and it was Houston and I think it was Houston and A&M, and then he had called Coach Sampson like right after the runs, like you have to get Quentin, like you have to get him, he has to commit. And then once he got that call, Coach Sampson applied the pressure pretty fast, and then was able to get the deal done, and it worked out pretty good for sure, I would say.
On the Texas trip, you guys beat Dallas, and then it was a back-to-back before the Houston game. Did you know that you were going to run into the current University of Houston team on Selection Sunday?
Yeah, I did, because my man's Ryan Elvin, he was there. He was a freshman when I was there when I was a junior, and he let me know they was going to be there that night for Selection Sunday. And I was like, don't tell anybody. I'm going to be there. We should get there in time. So luckily we got there just in time before they was leaving, so it was good to see everybody, but they didn't know I was going to be there.
Eric Gordon played for Kelvin Sampson at IU. Mm-hmm. Did you guys talk at all about
Yeah, we talked about how crazy he is, how the practices are still insane, but he's the best coach in the country, I think, to play for, just how he lets his guards play their game, but also demands so much from them on the defensive end, which also helps them prepare them for life after college and everything.
So this probably won't be out until at least after the Sweet 16 game for Houston. So Purdue, and then what? Tennessee possibly, Tennessee or Kentucky, Duke, Florida's still hanging around. That would be Houston's likely path. Is there anything you want to say about those games, what you think might happen? Because obviously you're riding with them to win the championship, but what do you think that the journey might take for Houston?
I think they got tested good really in that first game, or the second game versus Gonzaga. That's a game you have to win, a close game.
Tough second round.
That's what I'm saying. That's a tough second round. Man, you don't want to have that in like the Elite Eight game. So they've been already tested a little bit, so they know what it takes. And then Purdue, I feel like we got a pretty good chance against them. I'm not really sweating that game, but if we get past them, it'll be Tennessee or Kentucky, and I feel like we can get up with them. I don't think anybody can match our physical we play, our toughness, and that kind of wins the games late in the tournament.
Good job on the pronunciation of Gonzaga, by the way.
Yeah, I seen Coach Sampson said something about that, yeah.
A reporter said Gonzaga.
Yeah, I've never said it like that. So
he was not happy about that,
yeah,
to say the least.
Coach Sampson big on respect. That's one thing about him for sure.
Let's talk cheesesteaks, because you tweeted about cheesesteaks. You also said, as we begin to wind down, you also said that at the Sixers Youth Foundation gala on the red carpet, I think you said you had 5 cheesesteaks that night, or maybe.
Nah, I don't think I had one just yet.
Oh, you were about to?
Yeah, I ain't had one yet.
But are you taking advice from Sixers fans on social media with your order? Because your order got a lot of praise too when it was posted recently. So what, were you taking advice on where to go and kind of what to get?
I asked a couple people. I have a couple of friends from Philly, and they said Angelo's as well. So I went there, and I didn't know. She was like, what do you want on it? I was like, you tell me. I'll just take whatever. And then she did the whole order from me. It was a Cooper sharp with fried onions, sweet peppers. I was like, yep, I'll take that. And I've been back about 3 or 4 times now. So it's definitely, I think it's the best in the city. But even though I haven't tried anybody else, but I'm going to say it's the best in the city.
So Lonnie Walker had D'Alessandro's, and there's a post on the Instagram for the Sixers with a couple of the guys' orders, including Quentin. And I'm just saying Justin Edwards said he puts honey mustard on his cheesesteak, which the more I think about it, the more intriguing it kind of is.
You got to try at least one time.
I might try it, because normally you think like chicken fingers or something, but
it might be good.
I'm not going to automatically say
you can't knock it till you try it. So
I'm not going to automatically say it doesn't belong.
It might be the last thing I try, but hey, I'll say I tried it one day, maybe.
But he's a Philly guy, so that was a little surprising to people. That a lot of people, someone in the comments said that you had the best order, even though you're newer to town.
Hey.
But you had some help, which is good. You got to listen to recommendations. Anything else you need? We talked coffee last time. Any other recommendations you need from the fans?
Yeah, I need some coffee places. I need good breakfast, brunch. Who got the best wings in the city? Best soul food spots. I'm from the South Houston. I need good soul food. That's about it, really.
That's a lot. So drop it in the comments.
Need that.
Help Quentin out. All right, 2021 NBA draft. You're not one of those guys that can name everybody that got picked before you. But what was draft night like for you to go 25 to the Knicks, but via the Clippers?
Yeah, no, it was great. It's the start of the journey. You kind of know, like right before the pick happens, where you're going and stuff like that. So you get that call, and they just can't wait to hear your name called, so it can be actually real and everything. But it's like the best night of your life, because that's when a new journey starts and your NBA career begins, and all the hard work pays off, but it also starts over again. So it's just overwhelming, just excited feeling, honestly.
Well, we're being we're being played off the stage here. I think that's a fitting end to the season of NerdWallet Courtside Comparisons. We were coming to an end on
shooting the lights out.
Yeah, Quentin Grimes. Wow, that's professional stuff, professional transition. Quentin Grimes has been shooting the lights out with the 76ers, and thanks for everybody tuning in to the season finale of Courtside Comparisons. Quentin, thank you.
My man, appreciate it.